What's up, everybody? It is Jerzey John with Mr. JoeOnit,
What up, everybody?
the third Viking Raider himself. This is the Degenerate Wrestling podcast, brought to you by We Ain't Raised Right Podcasts, where myself, Mr. Joe, and our lost wayward stepson of the bushwhacker Luke is not here today, but Uncle Lunchbox will be joining us on a weekly basis, going over all things wrestling in regards to WWE, maybe some AEW, and some other stuff that's going on. So with that being,
We'll probably go over some past history stuff too.
Yeah, we got some good stuff lined up, I think. So without further ado, I think right off the bat, Raw was last night. Had some good points and some bad points.
It had some interesting points. Definitely had some interesting points. But let's start off with the good. I would say Cody Rhodes being back in the WWE is the beginning, and I'm hoping that is the beginning of the breath of fresh air that the WWE needs. Not to say that the guys and girls that they have there are stale in any way at all, but some new/old blood coming back will definitely, with the blood that they have now, will definitely instigate some new great matches, great storylines, great moments. I really think that it'll build some great moments.
I mean, listen, it comes down to the fact that, yes, everybody, including the trolls, when he left AEW, they knew he was in talks with WWE.
Yes.
Okay. As much as everybody, and then it got worse because then I was like, oh, he's not doing the talks, and everybody, it still made everybody mark out at Mania. Okay. One of the loudest pops I've heard in a long time. Sustained pop. Not even just
that was the. I mean, I saw a couple of people trying to, equate it to other recent pops, like Lesnar showing up at SummerSlam. Huge pop.
Yeah.
Huge pop.
Oh, yeah.
But it was a pop, and then it was, all right, is Brock getting his hands on him?
Yeah.
That was where the pop ended. Once he got about halfway down the ramp, I would say, it was like, or halfway down the aisle, I would say, the pop was kind of like,
yeah.
Is he going to get him, or is Roman going to run away?
Yeah.
What's going to happen next?
Yeah.
But the Cody, I mean, when you heard, what does he say at the beginning?
Wrestling has more than one royal family.
Yeah. You heard the rest. Dude, I remember watching it.
Oh, me too.
You heard wrestling has more, and just, I didn't even hear the rest of it until the following Monday when he came out, and I was like, oh, that's what he said.
Yeah. Well, because the funny part is, you look at it and you go, all right, you got a guy that left 6 years ago, probably at the worst.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, went out, started his own company, which has been 2 years, and I don't care what Lunchbox says, they're extremely successful for 2 years for a fledgling company.
I would say that they are definitely on par with being a fantastic, and this isn't, I'm not shit talking AEW in any way. I haven't really watched a whole lot of it, but I would say with the things that I have caught on either YouTube or when I have caught them on live TV or what you've told me about, I would definitely say that they are absolutely on their way to being something very special, and maybe one day, company to company, I don't mean show to show, I mean company to company, maybe one day, and that day might be sooner than what I'm thinking it is, but maybe one day be some sort of a rival.
Oh, I mean,
company to AEW.
I mean, listen.
I mean to WWE.
Like, I haven't watched a full AEW Dynamite in 2 months. The other day, I think it was last week, I watched it for the first time, and it was the main event was Samoa Joe
Hmm.
versus Suzuki Minoru.
Yep.
Did you see the YouTube clips?
I did. I saw them. I saw a majority of them.
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't care what anybody says. Production value may not be there, which, again,
It's not.
It's not. We all know it's not. But they're not, they've made no bones about saying they're not a sports entertainment company. They're a wrestling company.
That is the saving grace for AEW, is that they have never once ever tried to claim to be a entertainment company. They have stuck true to their word of, even when we first started even just hearing rumbling of Cody and
Kenny, Young Bucks.
Young Bucks, even rumbling of, hey, maybe we're going to make a company. Or maybe we got something coming down the line for you guys. And it was like, okay. And then it was, hey, yeah, we made a company. And it's run by wrestlers, because that's what it's for.
Yeah.
It's wrestlers running a wrestling business, wrestling company. They've stuck, so I have to agree, they have stuck, for the most part, they have stuck true to being a wrestling company, but they do also have sports entertainment intertwined in there, a la
there's gonna
dark
be
lights, and then somebody being there.
Values. There's going to be entertainment values regardless. That was always part of wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, you can go back to WWF. Or, United States Wrestling Alliance, whatever the hell you want to call it. There was always entertainment values, but they were wrestling companies.
Yes.
And
for anybody in there who's listening to this, you don't know what AEW is, it stands for All Elite Wrestling.
Yes.
It stands for All Elite Wrestling.
Yes. So your major players are WWE, AEW, TNA, and New Japan.
New Japan, yeah.
And Ring of Honor now.
Ring of Honor.
Now that Tony Khan bought him, I mean, they're spending a lot of time with. I mean, he's defending all of Ring of Honor belts on Dynamite.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why Samoa Joe was the main event. He beat Suzuki Minoru for the Ring of Honor TV title.
Yeah.
And that's how.
I have to say, I was a little worried when I saw the Tony Khan buying Ring of Honor. I went, oh, and the reason why my reaction was because a day or so before that, I saw AEW might be trying to do like a network thing.
Yeah. Like
WWE did. And I went, they don't have enough background to do a network. And then I saw AEW and I went, please don't buy a completely other wrestling company and use that as your filler until your company gets enough stuff to start filling the channel out. Like, please don't do that. Please don't do that.
No,
like,
but I mean,
that would be like having a named company and taking your label and putting your label kind of over the name of the company.
Yeah.
Of the other, it was like, no, don't do that. Don't do that.
I mean,
it's kind of false advertising. Don't do that.
It is. But what he's doing in retrospect is he's taking those unnamed wrestlers that you would see in Ring of Honor and bringing them forward.
Oh yeah.
So he's promoting the indie talent.
Yeah.
Which I think overall is going to win massive points in the hardcore wrestling community.
It's possible, but my big, and it's a conversation that I've had with you. It's a conversation that I've had with Lunchbox. It's a conversation I've tried to have with the whole group, but aside of just basically the three of us, the other three don't really watch wrestling or have not followed wrestling since like NWO, like that kind of stuff.
By the way, we're going to be doing that probably once in a while, and it's just going to be ending at the same time.
Oh yeah. But my big problem, and it's a rather sizable problem, is the continual signing of WWE guys. Like the second they hit their 90-day, The second they hit their 90-day,
But can you
they're
blame,
on the show premiering. I
But can
can't
you-
blame them. I can't blame them. But here, try this. Just play Keith Lee. Hit his 90-day. Hit his 90-day.
seconds?
Okay? But I'm saying, hit his 90-day.
Mm-hmm.
Give it an extra month. Then pull him in.
But
Don't be sitting there scratching and basically waiting for the time limit to end for the scraps. That's what it looks like to me. Is they're like a WWE says, all right, we're going to release these 100+ guys and girls over a year span,
Right.
and AEW's like, clock started, clock fucking started.
Yeah, but
okay,
you can't even.
we got till April 14th at 6 p.m.
The
and it's
problem.
like,
So the thing is this. Okay, I take that in two aspects. I take your aspect into account. You're right. Okay, but I also take it into another two aspects. Number one, if the talent didn't want to go there, they wouldn't go there.
True.
Okay. Number two, this is the first time in 20 some odd years that wrestlers have had a choice.
yes,
It was for 20 years, it was either here and not knocking TNA, but TNA obscurity or Japan.
yep,
That was it.
or the low card indies.
Right. Or the low card indies. Right. Like the high school gymnasium stuff.
Well, it's like something to the effect of, I don't remember the name of the company, but it was something like one of the first things Braun did after his 90-day was over, and he did a meet and greet, or he did a spot at some, I don't want to say a high school gym. I don't know. It was a very low named on the rung, a low named indie company where he came in and did a spot and got a paycheck and then left.
Yeah. I mean,
You know what I mean?
so my thing is, as much as it looks shady to say, okay, they're coming at 90 days, I can't really blame them. I mean, listen, you and I have had these conversations in Lunchbox too. Okay. And again, this is all opinion. So if you don't like our opinion, we'll stick with our degenerate opinion and say, go fuck yourself. Okay.
But we welcome your opinion, so make sure to write some comments down below.
Yeah, exactly.
I definitely like the video.
Yeah, exactly. But my opinion is let them do whatever they want. And honestly, that's like us having jobs and us sitting there doing nothing in our current jobs. But the rival company coming and saying, hey, I'm going to pay you this amount of money to do the same fucking thing with less stress.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you look at it that way. How can you be mad at them? You know what I mean? Like,
Well, like I said, I see the pros, pun on pro wrestling, but I see the pro on signing, for lack of a better fucking term, hot talent. I see the pro in it. It makes sense to me. Like, I mean, I still got my fingers crossed that Mr. Wyndham
your wet dream.
travels his road back to WWE and drags his brother along with him and drags the godfather of his firstborn child back with him, and
I think you'll see
the
it
three of
eventually.
the three of them form some thing in the WWE, and Vince looks at it and goes, all right, well, I screwed up before. You guys can do whatever the hell you want.
Well, I mean,
Be the brutal, unstoppable faction. Be
so
a trio of Brothers of Destruction.
yeah.
Murder people. Add in a female. Add in two females.
Well, I will. So talk about factions. We'll touch on. We're gonna do an episode on factions. I know that.
We definitely.
Okay.
Yes. We have guys and girls. If there are girls out there that start watching this wrestling shit, which if you're not, I don't know what the hell you're doing with your life. But um, we're going to be doing. We have a lot of ideas. We really have a lot of ideas. This has been an idea for Jersey, Lunchbox, and myself for way longer than the We Ain't Raised Right podcast show even became an idea.
Yeah.
We have been tossing around the thought of making a wrestling show, wrestling podcast, recording, stream, live stream thing, whatever, for I would say the better,
It's got to be 5 years.
better part than of 5 years, I would say. So you guys, you're gonna have to look forward. Not have to, but you're gonna look forward to seeing, best IC champ of all time, best heavyweight champion of all time, best WCW heavyweight champion of all time, best of all time. And I feel like that could be a categorized that we could break down into entertaining, standing character.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be alone in saying the number one's probably going to be The Undertaker, because he didn't really change in 30 plus fucking years.
Yeah.
He was pretty much the same guy.
Yeah. Standing character, there's really only one. I mean,
yeah. Flair for the most part stayed the same, but
it was him and Hogan
that
stayed the same for the majority of the times of their career. Yeah. But no, I mean, faction-wise, just to touch on that, I mean, this new Edge faction,
I'm interested.
Whatever they come up with, the name for it, whatever.
I hope it's not Mount whatever the heck he called it.
Mountain of Omnipotence or whatever.
Yeah, I
want to say Mountain of Impotence every time. But I can't.
Yeah, he's got to come up with a real, dude, when he last night, I feel like we're jumping all over the place, but this is what we do. Yeah. When we talk wrestling, guys, this is what we do. We're kids in a fucking chocolate store, just jumping all over the place.
His promo was pretty fire last night.
Dude, when he dropped the factions that he dropped, when he said
Brood, Ministry of Darkness,
I went. And then he said Ministry of Darkness, I went. I didn't think my eyes could widen any more than they did when he said Brood. So,
I mean, listen, he's drawing on, and I don't care what they say. Yes, there are similarities of this current faction of Edge and House of Black. There are similarities.
Of course.
Okay, but with the rumored additions that are going to be coming to Edge's faction, potentially has probably one of the best lineups to be one of the best modern factions of all time.
Oh, yeah.
You're talking already Damian Priest.
Mm-hmm. Who was a fantastic talent.
You're looking at Tommaso Ciampa. He's already on Raw. He just hasn't been. He did,
that one spot interview when he was like, "That's Ezekiel."
Oh, yeah, that's Ezekiel. That was right.
What is wrong with you?
What is wrong with you?
Why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this right now? Yeah. What is wrong with you?
You got him, Tommaso Ciampa, Rhea Ripley.
Mm-hmm. And I have a feeling that they're going to take, because of the, just to jump in real quick, because of the name changes and taking away names. I have a feeling
that is stupid.
It is very stupid, but I don't know why. But while we were watching Raw last night, when she did what she did to Liv and everything, and then she left the ring, I got the feeling that she is either going to be known as Rhea or Ripley. They're going to shorten her. I don't think they're going to keep her as Rhea Ripley. I think because it's not Damian Priest anymore. It's Damian.
I'd hate to see that.
It's Edge, Damian, Tommaso.
The problem I see, okay. All right, now you're breaching another topic. Sorry, everybody. This is what we do, like we said. When that came out the other day, okay, we all knew that was happening. All of a sudden, Walter was Gunther. What? Wait, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't like that. I didn't like that one at all.
I get it. I get you want to protect the person's real name. Okay, I understand. And case in point, Sonya Deville.
Yeah.
Okay. Case in point.
Yeah.
Okay. For those of you who don't know, you can probably Google what happened to Sonya Deville. I'm not going to go into it here. But But you're taking names that these people have built careers on,
Mm-hmm.
and literally just wiping the slate clean.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're the average fan's gonna go, wait, that's not his name. What the fuck is
that's
going
not
on?
who that is.
That's not who that is.
That's not that person. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
It was like when Hogan came out with the American mask on.
Yeah.
And it was like, I'm not Hulk Hogan. We're like,
yeah, I'm Mr.
you are,
Patriot or
Boy.
something.
Yeah, the Patriot,
Yeah,
whatever the hell his name was. It's like,
yeah, you're right. But that
bleached mustache.
But that was a gimmick.
Tan-ass
That,
old body. Yeah,
but that was a gimmick, though. Like, everybody knew that was Hogan.
Yeah.
And and it was because that was the point when Hogan was fired from WWE.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right. It's, that's where, like, I'm kind of stupid and over the Ezekiel thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, okay, that's stupid.
Yeah.
Now, the swerve, like I said last night to you and Lunchbox on Marco Polo, would be legitimately if he was his actual twin brother. That'd be
amazing.
That'd be fucking amazing.
That would be amazing.
He just comes out and they'd both be like, no Photoshop, no nothing. They'd just both be standing on the stage going, told you.
Yeah.
I'd be the first to admit that's probably the best swerve and work of all time. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I would agree with you. I would definitely agree with you. If all of a sudden, like, Ezekiel's already standing in the ring and then Elias's music hits and you're like, and you look up and you see him walking down the aisle with the guitar and everything. Yeah.
Wait, what?
We're not in the Thunderdome anymore. How are they doing this?
How are they doing this? But no, I mean, like, stuff like that. Like, it's stuff like that. I think to me is the average fan is now smarter with the advent of internet and all that kind of stuff, and the virtual dirt sheets and shit like that. Mm-hmm. Okay, mm-hmm. You can't pull that dumbass shit anymore.
No,
you just can't. Like, no. And
they can't redo Diesel and Scott Hall.
Oh no,
like they did with Kane and whoever the hell that guy was.
I don't even think
played Scott Hall.
I don't even know that guy's name.
Yeah, I have no idea who he is. But Kane was Diesel, and it was like, you're Dr. Isaac Yankem. What are you doing? What are you doing?
You're Isaac Yankem. Go pull some teeth somewhere.
What's going on here? Yeah. Where's your fugly teeth?
Yeah.
What happened?
But I mean, you have that. There's just a bunch of different shit that we can talk about, and
of course. Well, I mean, just let's kind of try and wrangle ourselves here for a second and try and stay to the warp topic. Back to the beginning of Raw.
Oh yeah.
Cody showing up, massive breath of fresh air.
Oh yeah,
massive breath of fresh air.
I mean,
we all knew he was going to come, and I really did like the fact that whoever was in charge of it was trying to be like, oh yeah, Cody's not going to be at WrestleMania. Well, he's just not going to be there. Yeah. He's signed, but he's just not going to show up. And we're like,
yeah.
Right. That's why it's on night 2.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
You got Stone Cold on night 1. You got Cody fucking Rhodes on night 2. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, there's no way he's not showing up. There's no way he's not showing up.
Yeah, I mean...
but it was nice to see he might not. And it was like, wait a second.
Oh,
no, he's going to be there.
It was a total markout. It was a total markout. And
but
just the way they did it.
It amped up the crowd enough, even that small bit of doubt where we were all going, he's going to be there. They lingered, they hung that carrot out there enough for when there's more than one royal fan, whatever it is.
But the messed up part is, so going, back to that, he's still getting those pops.
Every time.
Every night.
Every single time, Raw, SmackDown. Yeah.
He can't talk for 10 minutes.
I know.
Because they won't stop.
Yeah.
And it's like, Jesus Christ.
Well, I think a lot. I mean, last night they were in Buffalo, which is Rhodes. I didn't know Buffalo was Rhodes country, but I found that out last night.
Yeah.
But I think it's the excitement that he's coming back and he's the American Nightmare.
Well, so
He's not coming back as Stardust.
right? But I got to give credit to WWE. When they signed that deal with him, they not only signed the deal with him, they purchased that whole character.
Mm-hmm.
So I read an article where it was they didn't just sign Cody Rhodes. They wrote a check and said, "Here, we want the music, we want the ring gear, we want the person, we want this, we want this, we want this."
Yeah.
And brought the entire thing.
Yeah.
Because honestly,
they didn't try and clip any of it out. They didn't
No.
try and change any of it. They didn't give him some stupid mask
because
to
honestly,
wear.
if they didn't do that, it would have
It would
flopped.
have been lost.
It would
No,
have flopped.
massive,
It would have
massive.
flopped. If they would have came back and said, "Here's Cody Rhodes," and whatever,
Even with the music,
yeah,
if they changed anything about his attire or his character, because I didn't watch a whole lot of AEW, like I said, but when AEW was first starting to be a thing, I watched a little bit of YouTube on it, and this Cody Rhodes is that Cody Rhodes.
yeah,
He's the same dude. He's perfected his character.
suit
but-
wearing.
Yeah, the suit. The only thing that's different from when AEW first started till now
Is the neck tattoo.
is the neck tattoo, which I remember when he got that and everybody was like, "The hell are you doing?
Yeah.
That looks stupid." And it's like, does it though? It doesn't.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks weird because
It's
he
just
doesn't have. He's got one other tattoo here on his chest.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, bah! You're like,
yeah. It's like
what are you-
hello.
whoa, yeah,
Yeah.
that's a whoo. What
Yeah.
are you doing? But he's had it for 6-8 months now, and it's
Longer than
now
that.
part
He's
of.
had it for at least over 2 years.
Well, but it's part of him now.
Yeah.
So now it's not a.
If they would have changed, like you said, if they would have changed any aspect of his character, and this is no disrespect to Dusty Rhodes, if they would have billed him as the second coming of the American Dream, would have never worked.
No. Well, I mean, it didn't work with Ted DiBiase.
But what I'm saying, right? But what I'm saying is, you now have the American Dream, and now you have the American Nightmare. Mm-hmm. Clearly, the same family.
Oh yeah.
And Cody made no bones about it 2 weeks ago on Raw when he did that whole thing in the
Oh, that
ring.
was a great speech. That was a
Right.
great speech.
No bones about it.
I love when wrestlers go real in the ring.
That's
and
the whole,
you know it's real.
well, but that's the whole thing. I think they're not restricted. They're not restricting him like they do other people. At least
No
for
way.
now. At least
I don't.
for now.
I think he with the amount of money that they paid, with the amount of money Vince paid.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure, as he was signing the last N in McMahon, he looked at Cody and said, "You have full creative rights. Don't make me regret this,
Yeah.
because you will not wrestle
Yeah.
again. Like, it will be over. I own this now.
Yeah.
So you'll have to go spend another 6 years making another character. Good luck."
Yeah. But
So,
no, I definitely
I-
agree. I agree that Cody Rhodes being there, and I don't know if you've watched the episode of The Bump or looked at the interview he did on The Bump. He basically said that it had to be Seth. It had to be Seth. Because, and he explains why. Because Seth was Dusty's prize pupil.
Yeah.
Or something to that effect.
He was definitely one of.
And he said it. He goes, they were referred to as the Dusty Kids. And
Yep.
Cody goes, I fucking hated that. I fucking hated that.
Yeah.
He goes, but it had to be Seth because that was his prize pupil. Mm-hmm. Right? Didn't slight Seth's ability at all. Didn't, whatever.
You can't.
No, you can't.
Nobody can.
No.
You can't. There are certain wrestlers, side of them murdering somebody or doing something absolutely like abhorrent and just like, oh my God, you can't.
No.
There is skill, there is technique. That, I mean, just to throw a different wrestler in here real quick, Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
He knocked up his head, had some concussion protocol problems and neck issues and everything. He was able to, the doctor, he found his doctor okayed him. The WWE doctor finally okayed him. He changed his whole wrestling style.
Oh, yeah.
To accommodate for his injury.
Yep.
And he's still amazing. Now, he's still good. I don't know how much longer he's got. That's topic for a different time. But the changing, I think is that where you were going with the
Yeah. I mean, the ability to change your style to fit what you need to do. I mean, that's 100% the sign of an amazing talent.
Yeah.
And somebody who's built to do the business. I mean, there's guys that you can go on for days that said they've done this, they've done this, they've done this. But, I mean, to go back on what we were talking about with Raw, you had Cody Rhodes come out. The lie detector thing was funny for about 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was a filler.
It was funny for about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I still think, and I said this last night, I still think Liv should have been the one to turn.
I agree.
And my argument for that, and again, if anybody doesn't like my opinion, I don't care. But I value yours, so please tell me. So it's Liv Morgan needs the quote-unquote push. Okay.
Well, with the amount of times that she's been snubbed for the title, yeah.
Well,
she needs a legitimate push.
But
it doesn't have to have a title at the end of the road.
No, but I think Rhea Ripley's up here already. She's already up here. Liv, in my opinion, is up there as well. Mm-hmm. It's just I think she's overlooked by her stature. I think she's overlooked by other stupid little things. Mm-hmm. If you put Liv in that faction with Edge and just make her fucking go apeshit, I think you'd see a total different side of that character.
Well, something was said last night. Pretty sure it was on the show. It was either on the show or it was somebody that I watched. You find it funny that Liv Morgan's character's tag team partners always turn on her.
Yeah.
Maybe this Rhea Ripley, maybe she's not joining Edge. Maybe Liv is. And maybe she comes out and says, I'm sick and tired of people stabbing me in the back. People that I care about.
Yeah.
What was her name?
Oh, Sarah Logan, Ruby Riott.
Ruby Riott. Stabbed her in the back. Came back. The second she was in the ring 17 seconds with her. And booted her.
Yeah.
And started beating the crap out of her. It was like, what the hell's going on?
I mean, listen, if that happens, listen, we all know it all was billed immediately that Rhea turned heel last night.
Oh, yeah.
But if it does a 180 and she joins that faction, that Liv joins that faction, oh my God.
Yeah.
I think that'd be fucking amazing.
I think so too. I absolutely think so too. I think that could be. I'm not saying like shoot to stardom or anything like that, but that could be an amazing, no pun intended, turn for her character.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it just, Oh, the other person I saw. Speaking of that faction, the other person I saw that could potentially join that faction is Alexa Bliss, the Dark Alexa. I don't want to see it. I don't necessarily want to see it, but it would be a good fit.
I don't like it. I don't even think it would be a good fit. I don't even think it would be a good fit because Edge was talking about brood and ministry. Alexa Bliss became this Alexa Bliss because of The Fiend. Yeah. That is a totally different level of spooky.
Yeah, but again, I mean, notwithstanding she's on her honeymoon, whatever. She came
For
out
2 weeks.
Yeah, she came out for fucking Elimination Chamber, and that was it.
Yeah. Well, I saw something that, and I was right. I think I'm right when I said last night that after Bianca beats Sonya on Monday, Bliss is coming back.
But how?
She's just going to show up. She's going to come out to the ring.
Yeah, but
I really hope that they let her. I hope that they let her. That they let that whole psychiatric reforming of her and the Lily doll and all that stuff. As much as I think that the Lily doll is just a terrible grasp onto trying to hold on to the coattails of Bray Wyatt's coat, the Fiend's coat, the Fiend's coat,
yeah,
if you will. It's with it being reformed, with that whole psychiatric, training thing with the therapist and all that stuff. They went through all the trouble of doing that bullshit. Let it stick.
Right.
They left so many. What does that mean in that therapist room? There's a window, but you never see anything outside it. What's that doll? What's the embrace? The two characters embracing thing over there. What's that over there? What's the colors over there? Why did that change color this week compared to last week? There's so many different things that they left in there. So many Easter eggs, or possible Easter eggs that they left in there. That if Vince, in my opinion, not shit talking Vince, just my opinion, if he does not pull the trigger and let her come back as that character, because she even said she's had the most fun playing that character.
It gave her a whole new dimension.
I mean, if you don't let your wrestlers learn from the mistakes, dude, learn from the mistakes that you've made. You let go, and I'm going to harp on this until he comes back.
Yeah, I know.
You let go this generation's fucking storyteller.
Yeah.
He was talking about the Fiend character 5 to 6 years before the Fiend character even became the Fiend character. He was telling us little stories out in the fucking woods. Little scenarios, little whatever those are called.
Yeah.
The
Man in the Woods story. Look it up on YouTube if you don't know what it is.
Yeah, Man in the Woods story. And he described pretty much, aside of the high-pitched voice, he described the Fiend.
Yeah.
The face, the hair. He changed his hair.
Yep.
To be the Fiend. He shaved his beard down to be able to accommodate the mask. The black and white striped pants.
Which, by the way,
it was all there.
That meme that I sent you and Lunchbox the other day.
Yeah.
I can't get that. I couldn't unsee it now. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah. Who wore him better?
Yeah. Oh, really?
Stop it.
But
yeah, so as far as Raw was concerned, I'm not going to do if you want to, you can, but I'm not going to do that. I'll give it a 7 out of whatever.
No.
I will say that I was definitely entertained by it. The wedding thing, it was funny because R-Truth was there.
Even
it was
he
funny
struggled
because
to save it. Even he struggled to save it.
I mean, there was a couple of things like Tamina going over and being like
that
maybe
part,
possibly marrying Dana Brooke was kind of like
that part. That part was funny because the best part was Dana was playing into it. She was like,
yeah.
That part was funny.
The tag match at the the tag match at the end with Street Profits and RKO or OK Bro.
They need to turn friggin' heel.
Oh, Street Profits definitely need to turn.
They need to stop flirting with the line and just turn full on heel.
And I think you're right with Montez Ford doing the wave thing and then
I didn't
playing
even catch
the Usos.
That.
Oh,
I didn't catch the wave thing until they replayed it.
Oh yeah, I saw it when he was doing it so dramatically. I was like, "Who is he waving?" Oh, that's the New Day music.
No, that would be the Usos, not the New Day.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant. The Uso music. I was like, "Uh oh," and then they didn't show up, and I was like, "Your heels, your heels, right there, your heels."
Yeah.
There is no thing in my 30 years of watching wrestling, 30 plus years of watching wrestling, that does not tell me next Monday they're coming out, maybe same music for now. They're coming out, new attire, new attitude.
Why do I want to see them come out in suits? And I don't mean like pimp player suits. I mean just like Cody Rhodes suit.
I could see it. I could definitely see it. With
and just look at them and go, I'm gonna murder everybody.
Yeah. With it's Montez Ford and
Bianca.
No. His tag team partner.
Angelo
Dawkins. With him shaving his beard up or shaving it off.
Did you hear them compare him to looking like Martin Luther King Jr.?
No.
When he first shaved his beard, I want to say 2 weeks ago.
Wow. No,
and the sad part about it is, I thought it was a fucked up comment until you looked at him. And you went...
Close, huh?
Wow. like literally, like, look at him and look at a picture of Martin, and you're like, damn. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a justifiable comment. Yeah.
Like,
that's a justifiable comment. Okay. Like, holy shit. But no, I could see them turning heel. What else happened? You had the wedding, you had that. And then you had the end.
You had the Bianca part with
she needs that. I hope you're right, where it's a squash match.
It's got to be.
It has to be. I friggin' hope so.
She has not been in the ring.
She did a stint on SmackDown. She did do a stint on SmackDown, a couple months ago? It was basically against Naomi. So, but that's the same thing, but that's my problem with it. What she's doing on Raw right now, she just did on SmackDown a month and a half ago. So it's not even like you're changing anything about it.
No.
You know, yeah, okay, this time she was on mic and she said she's a competitor first. Okay. It's the same fucking thing. You just did the exact same thing a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
Like, no. You wanted to be the challenger. You should have been like, here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna beat your ass.
Yeah.
You know, like, listen.
But
she's got all the cred in the world. She's a MMA fighter. Okay. She's skilled in multiple styles of fighting.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
She's a good wrestler.
Yeah, she has the look.
Oh, very, very much so.
You know, I mean, and if you don't know what I mean by look her up on Instagram, and you'll know what the fuck I mean.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
And guys, trust me, you don't have a shot.
No.
As much as we all want to, we don't have a shot. So, but that's what I mean. Like, be a competitor. Be a competitor. This isn't the early 90s where you can go to be a GM and then just punch somebody in the back of the head. That shit's played out.
Yeah.
All right. And then you flash forward to the end of Raw. Now you got the main event. The concept of it was cool. The concept of it was put Cody in the exact same thing Seth was in for Mania.
Yeah.
Two things I have wrong with that. And I said one last night. One, they build it like Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes weren't in the ring for a long time together. Mind you, plastered all over the internet was the 4 dark matches they had for the past month.
Yeah.
Okay. Where Kevin Owens.
That's a normal thing the WWE does.
But what I'm saying is the way they were doing it was they made it funny. One of them showed Kevin Owens fucking doing the Young Bucks pose. You know. Yeah. And then the other one, they showed him and Cody hugging in the middle of the ring. You know. And then you have that match last night where Kevin Owens walked off because in my opinion, Seth Rollins kind of crossed a little line and went, "Get your fat ass in the ring." And Kevin Owens could have looked him right in the face, punched him in the mouth, and said, "Go fuck yourself," and leave. That's what should have happened.
You saw that he was sitting there, he was laying against, leaning against the barricade there, and Seth came around and was like, "Get your fat ass in there." You just watch Kevin go like, "Oh, my back hurt." The hell did you just say to me?
Yeah. Like, what the hell did you just say?
And then you saw he was like, "Get your ass in there."
Yeah. He's like, "Fuck." But so my second problem with that, and I didn't say this last night, that was a perfect opportunity to bring back a heel.
Yes.
You could have brought back anybody.
I would have been okay, more okay, more okay if Seth came out and said, "Here's your opponent," and we heard, "Awesome."
Yeah.
Because that was already a match. They fought each other the week before, Cody and The Miz.
Yeah.
Bring him back. 2 weeks in a row fighting each other? Okay, fine. Cody got the better of him the first time. Miz wants some fucking redemption. When they start getting into the 5, 6, 7 weeks in a row where they're fighting each other, it's like, okay,
right.
We'll find somebody else.
But the thing is, also too, and I said that this is what I said last night too. You can't give anybody to Cody that potentially is going to beat him.
True.
Not now.
No, Miz isn't going to potentially beat him.
No.
But I would have been much happier seeing Miz get called out over Kevin Owens.
Yeah. I mean, and that's not slighting Kevin Owens.
No, not at all.
I think Kevin Owens is probably one of, if not the most underutilized talents on the roster.
I would definitely put him in the top 5 most underutilized guys. Finn Balor, even though he was just recently, up until last night, U.S. champion, he is absolutely underutilized. I feel that now Bobby was hurt. He's back now. I don't really know how I feel about this whole Bobby Omos MVP thing. I don't really know how I feel about that.
I got to see where it goes.
I'm kind of up in the air with that. And it's some of the things that Bobby has said where I'm like, you have no confidence. You have no confidence. When he was like, nobody is, I'm going to show them why nobody's ever stopped calling me the Almighty, was the final thing that he said in his little interview last night. But he also threw in almost as big, I'm big. Almost as strong. And then he jumped to something that's like, you're the fucking Almighty.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's strong. I'm strong. I already beat him once. I can do it again. You're the Almighty. Right. You might not be the heel Almighty anymore.
But that's the thing. I think.
But he can still be like, I'm former military. I'm gonna beat his ass. Blah
I'm
blah blah.
Let him see where they go with Bobby's character.
True.
Okay.
I hope that we don't see a dismissal.
No,
I hope this is not his.
I don't think you'll see a dismissal.
Kind of thing.
I don't think you'll see a dismissal. I think you'll see him chop. It's going to lead up to him versus MVP.
Oh, of course.
And
he said that. He said, I'm going to beat his ass, and then I'm going to get to you.
That's going to be MVP's send-off.
Yes.
I think, because I think that's what MVP wants.
I think so, too.
Okay. I do like how they are taking Omos and adding a little bit more to his character.
Sure.
Because honestly, you had this guy who, we've all said it, literally comes lumbering down to the ring.
Yeah.
Doesn't say a word.
Yeah.
Does 4 moves and walks out.
Well, this is the guy. This is one of the 2 guys that Vince said, yeah, they're better than Braun. Almost as better than Braun. General Aziz, they're better than Braun. It's like, are they though? Because neither one of them has spoken. Aziz barely fights at all.
So Dabba-Kato, and I'm going to call him by his actual name.
Oh, I know.
Okay. Had the potential.
Yeah.
When they did that Raw Underground thing, that dude, you could see that dude's just a fucking serial killer.
Oh, yeah.
Just
he's a monster.
Come in, mow people down, and just walk out.
Yeah.
Okay. Instead, they stuck him with Apollo Crews.
Yep.
The Nigerian
whatever his
nightmare.
Name is.
Whatever.
I don't even know what his name is.
I just use that as just a Nigerian nightmare because his whole character's a nightmare. You know, and you give him this guy who just stands there.
Yeah.
Okay. But Omos, I mean, is it hard for a guy to be that big and move around? Yeah.
Probably.
But he's not the giant Baba. He's not even the giant Gonzalez.
No.
Okay. He's in much better shape than them. You know, and I'm giving him guy props, believe it or not. Like, he's in much better shape. He has decent amount of ring awareness.
Yeah.
Okay. He's
not fast.
No. I think
he's not fast at all.
But I think I
don't think he's that coordinated either. I really don't think he's that coordinated. And I know that he's, I get that he's a big 7'4", 400-pound dude or whatever.
He needed more time. The unfortunate thing, and I'll say it, he needed more time in the PC, but he needed more time in the PC with the Big Show.
Very much so, yes. Very much so, yes.
Because the only person that you had to train those kind of athletes, there's two people. Undertaker and Big Show. Those were the only two people that could train that style of an athlete.
Well, yeah, I mean, you couldn't ask Kane. I mean, if you watch the Undertaker's acceptance speech, he basically said that Kane stole all of his moves. So you couldn't ask Kane. You just take the Undertaker. What's the difference?
Yeah, exactly.
It's all the same moves.
You know, I mean, listen, we can go on and on for hours, and I don't necessarily want to go 3 hours on our first episode.
No.
But
we give you a little taste. What, like an hour?
Almost.
There's a little taste.
A little taste of our ramblings on.
And just imagine we're adding another person to this.
Exactly. But on that note, I do...
Real quick, I just want to give schedule again, so you guys do remember. Sorry to cut you off there.
No, go for it.
I want to give you guys the schedule again. So every Tuesday night, we're going to do a recording. I believe... going to finalize it, but we may be doing a recording every Tuesday night, catching up on the Friday night and Monday night beforehand. And if it is the weekend of a pay-per-view, which comes once a month, the Tuesday will be covering a little bit of SmackDown, a little bit of Raw, but the majority of it will be the covering of the pay-per-view. Or we may actually be changing that as well, now that I'm remembering more conversation that we've had about this. So, yeah, we're kind of a bag of nuts and bolts rolling around right now, but we're doing wrestling. We're covering wrestling stuff now, too.
So, on that note, join us every Sunday for We Ain't Raised Right podcast with myself, Joe, and our 4 brothers. No, now 3 brothers, because, 3. Sorry. We recently lost one because he's on sabbatical for right now, but 8:30 Eastern, whenever you want, look us up on YouTube. And please like, subscribe, comment, get our content out there. And we will catch you all later. Have a good night.